Okay, so this is actually, is this going to be different clothes than the thumbnail? I can't really, I don't remember what I did. But there was no car talk on the way to the gym because I went to the gym that's 2 blocks away from where I live. There's no fucking need. So, basic plan, which at this point I'm talking about it in the past, even though it's for you in the future,
But
is
damn,
to go and thrash back. Now, I'm going to pretend I don't know what happened, but I basically got probably an even combination of rows and pull downs on the agenda. But, if I do one movement that I don't particularly like, I'll still do one good set, but then I'll just move on to something else. There's no need for me to sit on a single movement and just spam it for no other reason than, like, maybe somebody told me so, or, oh, I saw this guy doing it. No, you gotta do shit that feels good for you. Now, I guess if you're a beginner, that could get a little bit funkier because you don't really know what feels good for you. But anybody who's been lifting for a while should pretty much get the idea that, like, sometimes, like, some days you're just going to be feeling pull downs. Other days you're just going to be feeling rows. Some days you're just going to be riding around in an electric scooter posse. But I'm going to Kroger. I'm going to get my shit. You enjoy the back a day, which I've already had, and then we can talk about it after, right? Like I've been spoiled. I already know what happens, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you. So let's pretend I'm about to go in there. So let's go. Let's fucking get in there. God damn it. Okay, that was a solid opener.
I can't do the budget. I can't budget. I'll do one side, you can do the other side. We did it.
Okay, let's move on to something else. A little bit lighter than the rows that we were just doing over there, but I mean those rows were fucking filthy, just throwing shit around. Definitely fatiguing the fuck out of my mid traps though. So I think 250 for a couple sets of pull downs would be perfect. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I can definitely tell my strength endurance just drops off on a cut. Kind of like a hassle though.
Yeah.
All right, do your set. Okay, some rows done, then some pull downs done. Let's go back to rows. The 130s should suffice. I would never want to try to do like 180. This will be heavy enough where I can do a good set with, reasonable form. One more. Oh, fuck. So, those weren't very slow, controlled reps. That was just fucking throw the 130s around. Oh, let's do something else. Rows, then pull downs, then rows again. Now a fucking lat bias movement. Some single arm pullovers will do me good, I guarantee it. So, I'm just gonna squeeze it hard. That's really my only fucking cue. Okay. Oh, fuck. I just fucking pinched myself. Okay. That fucker hurt, man. But, fuck, I'll just do one of these. I'm gonna move on to a single arm pull down. I was gonna do some single arm pull downs on this cable stack and like put the arm super high up and sit down. But honestly, it felt like shit. I wasn't even gonna squeeze my lats that hard. So instead, I think I'm just gonna do some standing cable rows. Primary difference between dumbbell rows, the tension is just a lot more constant since it's a cable. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. You just gotta try that yourself. But these rows will look way different than the one I was doing, than the ones I was doing over there, because I'm not gonna throw the weight around so much. A little bit more squeeze and control. I gotta recount how many sets I've done, because I'm gonna do 11 total, but I'm only gonna do the one there. I wanna move on to something else. One set of pull downs should be a perfect finisher. Okay. Let's go find some decent lighting somewhere. Okay, so this is where it's fucking at when it comes to the pump check at this particular gym. It's just this space is pretty classically occupied. by a variety of girls doing ab workouts. I mean, like, do whatever the fuck you want. Obviously, you were here first, but I gotta check my back pump. So, solid sweat built up. Let's see if it translated to anything freaky underneath. I know it did, but yeah, it's fun to pose it as a question, as if there's a chance I don't have a freaky fucking pump. Holy shit! And some lap veins coming out of the woodworks. Okay. Let's Oh, all right, there we go. That's the way to do it. Perfect. So remember, these pumps are just going to get freakier and freakier as time passes. Oh. All right, now the same thing, but in reverse. Oh. So I will say this. I mean, I made this point in the last chest day. You know, I'm not as like pumped physically as I am when I'm all bulked up. Like I haven't lost any muscle yet, but the muscle is like more depleted because I'm not so full of carbs and sugar and glycogen and whatever else. Let's get the exposure down just a touch more, just to show off some freak factor. But you know, there's sort of an illusion that comes with being leaner because you sort of get more and more sharp. You get all sorts of separations and angles and whatnot. So even though I'm going to be like physically smaller, especially on camera, I mean, we're just going to gradually look freakier and freakier. I think probably, ooh, actually the tricep is already getting kind of fucking badass. A few more weeks. A few more weeks and these pump checks are going to start looking more and more diabolical. But there's no car talk, so I guess I'll do a fucking kitchen talk. So let's get in the kitchen, goddammit. And we're back. I missed you. It's been a whole 15 minutes? I can't remember. But that was a fucking freaky pump. That lighting was fucking badass. I almost went somewhere else, like to one of the yoga rooms, but they were packed. Like, I mean, that's just the best fucking lighting in that whole gym. But it's just usually full of like 5 people doing body weight workouts. I don't understand why. It must just be because it's so like, it's just its own space. They don't have to worry about anybody messing with them or throwing weights around or whatever. So, solid pump though. Solid freaking pump. But, I mean, actually, I already said this point. You know, I'm not as physically pumped as when I'm full of carbs. So, it's all pretty relative. But the leaner that I get over the next couple of weeks, the more crazy that the pumps are going to look, even though they're legitimately just going to be smaller. You know, and that's going to go a step further because it's on camera. Like the optical illusion of size and musculature and whatnot in a picture is way crazier in as far as I know. Like there could be a dude who's literally 20 pounds lighter than me of muscle, but if he was, let's say I was a little bit softer and he was fucking show ready diced, me and him doing a little pose down, he'll look like a total freak. You know, I'll still be physically larger, but like the proportions and everything else, plus the cuts and the striations, it's just badass. There's a lot of allure to being impressively lean. And unfortunately, I think there's so much so that it kind of distracts people from the fact that, I mean, if you want to be a big ass lean dude, what's the first word in that fucking title? It's big. You know? Like, sure, you can be walking around at 160 peeled, but do you really want to? Not forever, that's for sure. That's part of the reason why I kind of like the main, no, why I'm not doing like just main gaining, why I'm bulking. because I mean to do a main gain, you're just kind of constantly at like maybe a 10-ish, well, probably more like 12, 13% body fat just perpetually, and that's not, I mean, that's fucking good for some people. Like, let's say you're a little bit on the heavier side, you're trying to trim down, that could be your goal. But if you've been serious about it for a while and you're kind of at that state, I mean, I'd rather just get a little bit softer than that on the bulk so that I can still get lean on the mini cut in between. It just sort of gives me a little bit more to look forward to, I think. And it can make me, I think it probably feels like I'm doing more with the bulking and cutting method. Because when I'm bulking, I'm just fucking, I'm eating for a purpose. And when I'm cutting, I'm not eating for a purpose. Both, kind of two sides of the same coin, yin and yang. And in either sense, you can put a pretty considerable amount of effort into it, As this diet goes on, like obviously I'm in the first couple of weeks, it's not really too hard for me to stick to it. But as it goes on, it's going to get more difficult. But I don't know, maybe subconsciously, like I want it to be difficult. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a psychiatrist, but that's pretty much my take. I'd rather get extra soft and then seriously lean than just maintain the same sort of body fat percentage perpetually. That's really what I'm trying to say. But it was a solid ass back day. I haven't had any real school work yet, which is nice. That's actually very fucking nice. But I am gonna. Ugh, I'm I'm like flash forwarding to when I know I'm gonna have to fucking be sitting on my computer for like hours writing some shit or studying some thermodynamics and this, that, and the other. What are you gonna do? God damn it. But basic plan right now for groceries is gonna be a flank steak for sure, because I want to eat that later. Probably um, maybe just some lean ground beef, just you know, some protein. I've got enough egg whites, I know that. I've got enough protein powder, I know that. I need some more keto bread, that's for sure. I need some more low sugar, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And I need some Sprite Zero to keep around the fucking house for me to sip on. Oh, man, I'd rather drink a fucking Sprite Zero than just water. It's, unless I'm thirsty for water, but you get what I'm trying to say. If you're the type of person to not want to carry around a whole jug of just plain fucking water, just fucking flavor it, man. Put some Crystal Light in there. Just drink some diet soda. What's the first ingredient? It's still fucking water, right? You're still getting fluids in your system. So you pair that with some electrolytes, and guess what? You're going to be well hydrated for a strong ass fucking lift later on in the day. That's the one thing that will determine whether or not I have a good lift or a bad lift when I'm dieting. It's whether or not I'm hydrated or not. Because obviously I'm not super well fed just due to the fact that I'm fucking cutting down. I'm trying to stay lean, trim. So I'm trying to stay flat, as it were. But that doesn't mean that I don't need a fucking bunch of electrolytes floating around my system so all my muscles can fire properly. I don't know the exact chemistry, whatever, but I definitely can say for sure when I'm not well hydrated, I'm much more prone to waking up and having a calf cramp, or I can feel it when I stand up, my hamstrings sort of like jolt a little bit. I tell you, man, if you're prone to headaches as well, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this. Have you ever heard of a fucking liquid IV? That's not a liquid IV plug. Honestly, I think those are kind of expensive. But, insert electrolyte drink here. Potentially Silo 9 from Hostile Supplements. But you get what I'm saying. So, like, I'll see dudes. Oh, and it's really bad to lift with a headache. I mean, I guess it's not going to hurt you, but it's incredibly uncomfortable. Like, I've squatted when I've had a serious headache, And the bottom of every rep literally felt like my fucking head was gonna explode. Guarantee I did not drink enough fucking fluids that day, nor did I get enough electrolytes, if any. It was also probably coupled with not enough sleep too. That was the last time I can remember having a headache in the gym was, I think, maybe 2 years ago at school. But it's just my 2 cents on the matter of hydration. It's one of the basic fucking things you need for survival, man. You need that shit before food. Water, food, shelter. I sound like Liver King talking about some primal shit right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and get in here and get all my shit, and then you're gonna get a little cardio video tomorrow in the morning. Maybe I'll probably record a little bit of the cardio, but really it's mainly just gonna be talking, maybe like 30 seconds worth of the cardio, a pose down, and then talking again. But really, I don't mind it, just to really get cardio in your fucking face. I know you're not doing it, so I'll fucking see you then.